At the same time, what has happened in the amendments to 862 and the version that now exists, that there's absolutely no leverage whatsoever for the city or the community. This bill had, on behalf of the casinos, systematically, step by step, eliminates any point at which the city or the community can step forward and stop not just the existing application, but any expansion in many ways.
We need to take a look at this. I believe this impacts the neighborhoods more than any other bill that's been before it. We deserve a right to take a long, hard look at it. Reasonable people, if you prove it's different, we'll work with you. But I don't believe it, and I don't think the neighborhoods believe that this is good government, or good anything except good for casinos.
And I voted for 862. I voted for it in good faith, and I thought that the legislation would go through for the benefit of the people. But with these amendments, I believe it's the opposite.
Just for example, the associated areas. When the bill left the House, associated areas were just contiguous land that were next to the proposed sites of the casinos. Now, we believe, until somebody tells us differently, that they can jump into the neighborhoods. Now, as long as they're connected by a bridge, a walkway, some easement, they can go anywhere. And that's not what we wanted. That's not what the neighborhoods wanted. That's not what we intended when we first voted for it.
Associated areas is very different in this particular version of the bill than it was when it came over. If you know anything about all the sites under application in the city of Philadelphia, they're not very large. And the community is right on top of all these sites, and to expand that simply is not tolerable.
That's the issue, and we've always had to do a lot of work to make sure that when riparian rights were included in any bill, that members were satisfied, and it was always a cooperation of both parties, Democrats, Republicans, working together to resolve those issues. Riparian rights in the bill takes away that jurisdiction.
Bill talked about riparian rights. They did an end run around the proper process. The process is that riparian rights go through the legislator who represents the district. The Gaming Control Board were not elected. I was elected.
Certainly to eliminate an entire legislative step in riparian rights is not acceptable.
Because we did the riparian rights the right way. We did it through the committee, and we put it in the hands of the Philadelphia Regional Port Authority, which is another state agency. These systems work. We need to let them work. And I believe that just by saying, if you win the casino license, guess what else you win? You win the riparian rights, you win associated areas, you win everything. They're winning before anybody puts a quarter in the slot machines. And those neighborhoods are losing.
What we're looking at is that these flashing signs, these large signs that the casinos will be putting up that will be advertising the industry are only 150 feet from residential area. Is that a good idea? How would you like to live in a neighborhood in which the casino has a sign, a flashing sign, large sign, that's going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you have to put up with it?
Also, in the area of billboards, I think that they're already in this bill dictating how they're going to advertise, which way they're going to advertise, and have no bearing or really no consideration for the people who live there.
I requested from the gaming board hearings, and they wrote me beautiful letters back telling me that they had them all through the state, and they did. And I commend them for that. But that was before the sites were selected. And my constituents really didn't have an opportunity to speak. Here's a few of the emails that I received from my constituents. They're concerned, and they should be. Bring up here is transportation. There are approximately 3,000 new condominiums going up within a mile and a half of the proposed sites on the river. We now have traffic jams every Saturday and Sunday without casinos and without the building of many of the new condos. They said they've done a transportation study, but I'm very concerned about where the cars are going to be able to travel. They'll be all through the neighborhoods, all through the neighborhoods, and there'll be no way to control it.
Be practical, the best way to do this is to make our case to leadership. I believe we have a good case to make. This is impacting the neighborhoods. I don't think anybody wants it that way. It was never the intention to do that. We're working with leadership now to try to get our points across, and hopefully it'll be a lot easier than going to the floor and battling it out.